everybody. Welcome back to Devils United. A very special stream today. I know it's a calling show. However, it makes it all much better because Manchester United are in the final against Newcastle United. The first time we've been in a final since the Europa League 2020 loss, which was against Villarreal. But this was the last time we was in the Carabao Cup. We won against Southampton, with Zlatan and Lingard making their goals in the final. So it's a very special day. Manchester United not winning a trophy since 2017. And this is the first time since the 1950s as well that Newcastle United have won a domestic cup. So it's all to play for. Both clubs have got new managers. One of for us, Eric Ten Hag, who's coming in the summer, and another one for Eddie Howe, who actually did come in last year, and he's now in the top six and in the cup finals. So both of them are very, very eager, wanting to make their stance. So if you are wanting to call in, the link is in the chat. Call in before 4:15, and we'll have a bit of a chat regarding the final. But if anyone is wondering, it's going to be at the famous Wembley. Very, very beautiful. I know there's been a lot of memories there at Wembley from all over the years. I'm sure everyone has got a preferred favourite one, but for me is we haven't really been to Wembley for such a long time. It's been 5 years really since we've been there. I know that we did lose in the FA Cup under Jose Mourinho as well, but we've had the most recent success will be Jose Mourinho, of course, with the Carabao Cup. Louis van Gaal with the FA Cup. So that will be the first time we'll be winning the Carabao Cup today since Jose Mourinho. So we'll quickly go into the comments and I'll do the predicted lineup as well. Hey there, Reese. Thanks for coming in. Hope you're well. Like, and subscribe. Hey there, Rabbit. I hope you're well. Thanks for coming in. Go on, repping the retro shirt. Yep, got the Umbro shirt on. 2000 shirt. Reminds me of Ruud van Nistelrooy, which is my favourite player. So we have had some fears in the last 48 hours as we did play Barcelona on Thursday night, where we did make out of the preliminary rounds, which is fantastic news. So next we will be playing Real Betis. Marcus Rashford, he did come out in a bit of a limp. So there was doubts regarding Marcus Rashford. Hey there as well, my dad. I hope you're well. Thanks for coming in. Rashford did travel down to London, which was great news for Manchester United, but we still didn't know, is he going to be a doubt or is he not? The only person who didn't travel were the obvious ones there of Anthony Martial, which he has been a doubt for a while. There's been Christian Eriksen, who's out till the end of April, and also there is Donny van de Beek, who is out until the end of the season. Phil Jones did travel. He did do some pre-match commentary, which was very, very interesting. I didn't watch it myself, so I will need to watch it back. So we'll quickly go to the lineup before we get the first guest in. So here's the starting 11 for Manchester United: De Gea, Martinez, Fernandes, Rashford, Fred, Casemiro, Varane, Dalot, Anthony Shaw, Weghorst. Honestly, Manchester United need to change this out of number order. It's just ridiculous. But it's going to be the same 4-2-3-1 formation. I'm a bit surprised Wan-Bissaka didn't start, just because I think Wan-Bissaka has been absolutely solid when he has played in the recent months. Dalot hasn't really shown much for me. I think Wan-Bissaka for me was the preferred fullback to play in this game. Good to see Varane and Martinez together. Casemiro back, which is great. We knew that Casemiro's been suspended in the league, but he still managed to keep his fitness up in the Europa League. So it's good that we still had them running games, unlike Newcastle, just so we can still keep Casemiro fully fit, ready for today's game. Weghorst starting, which was a bit of a surprise because I did expect maybe Sancho and Rashford to play up the top, but we did know that Rashford has played his best games on the left-hand side. And the bench options for today is Heaton, Lindelof, Maguire, Wan-Bissaka, Malacia, McTominay, Sabitzer, Garnacho, Sancho. So I say we are going to see Sabitzer, Garnacho, Sancho for a definite. Maybe we might see Wan-Bissaka playing and maybe Harry Maguire may come on. Because he is going to want to lift a trophy with Bruno. It has been agreed it is going to be a joint one. So we'll quickly then now go into the Newcastle lineup. Okay. Newcastle lineup: Karius, Kieran Trippier, Fabian Schär, Sven Botman, Dan Burr, Bruno Guimaraes, Longstaff, Joe Linton, Miguel Almiron, Saint Maximin and Callum Wilson. A couple of changes. We know Bruno has been out for a few weeks due to a suspension. The only thing that we could hope for is that Bruno is a little bit rusty because he's not been out for a few weeks. But Bruno is a sensational player. He is definitely going to be on the verge of being world class. Trippier is very hard to break down as well. Botman's been brilliant. I'm surprised Saint Maximin has started. Callum Wilson, I think rightfully so, he's been at the club for such a long time, and I think he is a very deadly finisher when he is playing. We knew Longstaff was going to play against us. There was no question about it. Longstaff always puts on a 10 out of 10 performance against us. I had to breathe it. So, and then the substitute options: Lascelles, Richie, Target, Isak, Murphy, Willock, Anderson, Marquinhos. Maybe I pronounced that wrong. But we'll quickly jump into the comments and we'll get the first person on, which is John, who is actually at Wembley, by the way. Like, brilliant. Hey there, I hope you're well, Luca. Thanks for coming in. We will answer your question as well later on, Rabbi, about the keeper situation at Newcastle. Hey there, Luca. Thanks for coming in. Hey there, Andrew. I hope you're well. Thanks for coming in. Hey there as well. I like coffee. Thank you for coming in. Hope you're well. Case Slater, breathing is good. You gotta breathe in these kind of situations, honestly. Thank you for coming in, Case Slater. I hope you are well. So we'll get John in first of all. John, how are you doing? I think the signal's a bit bad there for John.
Hi, Maisy.
Hi, John. How are you doing? Can you hear me, John? Oh, I think it's a bit bad signal there for John.
Mary, how are you? You spent loud though.
Oh, I think the signal's pretty bad, John. I think your picture is frozen, unfortunately. Oh no. Oh, poor John. John, not so close. We can see into your ear. Oh yeah, I think John's signal's pretty bad. We'll wait till John comes back on, and then once John comes back on, we'll get him back on. Wait for the signal for John. We'll get Reese in. Reese, how are you doing?
All right, mates, how's it going?
Very good, thank you. So you've seen both the lineups. What have you thought for Manchester United's lineup, first of all?
I quite like the lineup. I think it's quite balanced. I think the expectation really was Rashford going to play or not? Obviously, he came off precautionally against Barcelona after taking a wee minor knock, but I like the fact that at least we've still got him in the side. I did agree with you about the Wan-Bissaka comments. It's not that I've got an issue with Dalot playing. It's just I do agree. I think Wan-Bissaka has actually been very calm and collected in the past couple of months. He's got himself back into a respectable performance. And I think the other thing as well, though, was Sancho going to start or not? I actually think, personally, I don't think Weghorst has been awful for us. It's just he's not actually delivering an end product, but he has worked hard in games where he's causing a threat. I still probably would have started Sancho personally because I think Sancho's been a very key figure in recent weeks since his return.
Yeah, I think the thing is with Dalot is that since his injury has not been the same Dalot of what we've seen at the start of the season.
I agree.
I think it's a bit of a kick in the teeth for Wan-Bissaka in a kind of way that he's worked so hard to get back into the team, and he's been clearly the better fullback in the recent months to play into this final, and he hasn't.
Yeah, I think I said that because I was on like a previous show with Tony the other day, like the one you recommended, and my exact words were, whoever starts in the game against Barcelona will not start against Newcastle. And funnily enough, like Wan-Bissaka did start against Barcelona and played brilliantly, and it's Dalot today. I would have went with Wan-Bissaka again. Personally, it's not nothing against Dalot. I like Dalot, but I would have gone with Wan-Bissaka just because that left-hand side, Saint-Maximin, I think ideally would have been better to have a more defensive-minded fullback than having two offensive fullbacks today. I think we may regret that choice.
Yeah, I agree. And Andrew did as well mention about where Garcia would have been on the bench. I'm the same. I don't mind Weghorst, if you want me to be fairly honest. Yeah, I quite like him. It's just the problem is with Weghorst, he's got the pressing thing, the pressing play, which is great. He's got the link-up play, which is great. Everything is great about Weghorst, apart from two things for me. One, I've never met over a 6-foot player who's so bad in the air. And second, he's not got his shooting boots on. But I think if he scored today, he would be considered. People would be calling him to stay.
You're not wrong, actually. You just know that if he scores, even if he scores a header today, all you'll literally see on Twitter is sign him permanently. It'll be like everywhere across Twitter, sign this guy permanently, and then you just got fans sitting in the background going, "Oh dear God."
That is very, very true. But Newcastle lineup, what are you thinking of that one? But I think it was a very predictable lineup for me, apart from Saint-Maximin and apart from Saint-Maximin for me, because everyone else you expected to start. Yeah,
I mean, I'm not surprised by two players in that team. One of them being Longstaff, or as I call him, a long-standing performance, because we know he's just going to deliver, and it really annoys me. He always does against us. And I'm not a particular fan of like Anthony Gordon. Like, I think he was massively overrated by Everton fans, but I prefer Saint-Maximin. But I think Anthony Gordon still has a lot in his locker. I thought he may have started against us, but I think that's the thing. Like, we're playing Dalot against Saint-Maximin. I think that's a massive problem. I think that's where we're really going to have to be careful. I think Varane might have to double down on that position. But then again, though, we can't really we can't really knock Dalot in that way, because I think Dalot to a degree has improved under Ten Hag, but I think Wan-Bissaka's been far better in a shock factor of a way, because I don't think anybody expected Wan-Bissaka to be that much better than what he already is.
But the problem is with Saint-Maximin, if he gets his pace on it, he's going to expose Dalot in this game.
Oh yeah, 100%. And
I don't think that would have happened if Wan-Bissaka played. And I think if anything's going to let us down, it's that right back situation.
Yeah, because we know like what Wan-Bissaka, he's not just a good defender, but he's also got much better recovery pace, and I think he's actually much smarter in a defensive situation. Dalot, we know, isn't. Like it's just who he is. He's not a defensive-minded fullback at all. He just loves to get forward, and he loves to contribute in any way he can going forward, but he doesn't have that overall balance at all, and that's the letdown, really, and that's football, really. But I'm hoping that he has a good game today.
Me too. One thing that we did see is that Avram Glazer is at the game today.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to talk too much about the takeover because it's just going to annoy me. But I think today, with him being there in particular, the Man United fans who were there needs to show that we don't want him here at Manchester United.
Yeah, exactly. And I said in your live chat, funnily enough, it's actually very offensive that after all the harm that he's done to our club, that he's actually at the stadium. Like, it's so offensive. So I'm just generally not surprised with the fact that they've had so much on them, like that he's actually at the stadium as well. I think it's actually quite shocking in that sense, but it's just ridiculous that he's actually there. And it's I'm actually annoyed that he's actually at the stadium. Like, the clown should be nowhere near. He should be nowhere near our club. But hey ho, like, and in terms of takeover, I'm the same as you. Like, just talking about it, like, nah.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree with that, to be honest. But so what you're going for score-wise? Myself, I went for 2-1 extra time because it was a very tough game at Old Trafford.
I'm going 1-0 Man United after extra time as well. I don't think it's going to be high scoring. Like, I don't think it's going to be at all. I think it's just going to be that one lucky moment where we just get a goal and we take it. But we've got to be really careful.
I completely agree with you, to be honest. It is going to be a very tough game coming ahead. Niall's gone for as well for 2-1 for Manchester United. Whilst I've got you as well, we'll go on to Ravi's comment regarding does the keeper situation at Newcastle help United? In a kind of way, you want to say yes, but in a kind of way, no, because Karius has got a lot more experience than what Dubravka got and Nick Pope have. He has more experience than both of them put together.
It does. I also think as well, though, like, we got to bear in mind that when they lost the Champions League final 5 years ago, Jurgen Klopp had the duty of care to not play Karius after they got concussed, but he continued to play him, and then he got humiliated on a global scale. He hasn't played for a Premier League club in 3 years, something like that. He's had nothing. And also as well, we see it time after time as well, where certain teams or goalkeepers just turn up and they have a good game against Man United. So I don't think it really does help United in any way. The only thing that does help United is testing Karius's confidence by going long. I think, like, any opportunity we get, like, not all the time, but we should from time to time hit it from distance just to test him, see where he's at mentally. But it doesn't really help us because they've still got a brilliant team in front of him.
Exactly, and with Karius, because he was last really seen in that 3-1 loss against Real Madrid versus Liverpool, he's going to want to show that, even though that he should have really come off because it was a concussion, he's going to want to show to people, I ain't that goalkeeper, I can win these finals.
Yeah, and he's the worst thing is, though, is he certainly can. And he's got a manager that's willing to back him as well. Like, Eddie Howe is willing to back him. He says, like, if he does play today, then he has confidence that he'll have a good game. I mean, that'll help Karius mentally as well, which is not good for us in that sense. But for Newcastle's sense, so it's good for them that he is at least backing his player rather than being thrown under the bus. I'm just hoping that in our case, it just goes horribly wrong.
Absolutely. I'll let you go anyway because I know you got a show in a few minutes. Would you like to shout out your socials?
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And also, loving the retro. Obviously, that's your shirt is pre this shirt as well. So it's literally the follow up, even better. So for me, obviously, it's Devil's Rising on YouTube and Twitter, and the Weekly Armchair every Saturday. So thank you so much, Maisy, and good luck for the rest of your show as well, because I know you're going up towards just the final 15 minutes before kickoff. You're going.
Yes, so I'm going final 15 minutes before kickoff. So anyone who's wanting to call in, do so before 4:15, because if you come in a couple of minutes before, you're not coming in.
Yeah.
You're not coming in like 2 minutes before.
Absolutely. And just a shout to I Like Coffee, who's literally been giving me good praise like for the past couple of days, and I appreciate it because that's a brilliant account. I know he supports you a lot as well. I would 100% if I got a run at Wembley, I would be absolutely buzzing, but that's not going to happen. But Maze, thanks for letting me come on, and hopefully when John does come back on, it won't be an earful; it'll be a mouthful of comments.
Yeah. Unfortunately, John won't be coming back. His reception's too bad.
Stadium signal. Like we always say, English tax for a football signing, but in this case, you've got stadium tax.
Yeah, unfortunately, but thank you, Reese, and everyone go and check out Reese's channel and enjoy the game, Reese.
You too. I'll speak to you later. Enjoy.
Bye.
Later.
Yep, so anyone who is wanting to go and call in now, and then we will discuss the game. I did start a few comments whilst I'm waiting people to call in. Niall, thoughts on the Newcastle fans enjoying themselves last night by taking over London in Trafalgar Square? Fair enough. It's been the first final in such a long time. A lot of different fans do it with different places. You see PSG coming down to Manchester doing it, say with Barcelona. We see Manchester United fans doing it in Barcelona as well. So there's no issues about that. It's just a part of football for me. Thoughts on the draw, Maisy? Are you happy with Betis? And what about Arsenal versus Sporting Paulinho? It's Paulinho. But Betis, I'm happy with Betis. We need to start drawing these bloody Spain teams. This is the third Spain team we've played in the Europa League this season. We've had Real Sociedad. Now we've had Barcelona. Now we've got Betis. Just our luck, isn't it? But I'm not too fussed about Betis. It should be a win for Manchester United in both legs. You can't be too confident though, but I do see us going into the next round. Arsenal versus Sporting, however, it is going to be a tough one. Sporting haven't been looking the best this season. They've been dropping an awful lot of points. They was poor in the first leg in the preliminary round. Arsenal are in such good form this season. They could potentially win the Europa League or in the final with the way that they've been playing this season. They've got that and the Premier League left to play in. They're not in any other cup competitions now. So they can concentrate on both Europe and the Premier League. I think Sporting is going to find it tough. However, the good thing is regarding Sporting is that this is the only competition they can realistically, mathematically win. I don't think they're going to win the league now. They've dropped far too many points. I can't see them. They've got out of the cup competitions now as well. They've beaten Spurs, both home and away. So perhaps maybe they're going to look at that in a bit of a positive to think, I've beaten Spurs, I could beat Arsenal now. That's the only thing I can really think, but I think it's going to be an extremely tough game. And I think some Arsenal fans are writing Sporting off there too easily because there is fantastic players of Paulinho, Pedro Gonzalez as well. The sending off of Pope killed Newcastle. They only have caveats of former Motherwell goalkeeper Martin Glimpse. I Like Coffee. Caviar's played half a game, and that was the friendly game you've played, and he looked sharp. Niall 2-1 for Man United. Ravi 3-2 for United extra time. Andrew, Newcastle's defence will be unsettling by having a new keeper in. Communication may be iffy. That's a good point, Andrew. Something that I didn't really think of. I always say when you want to win trophies, you want to win leagues, it's always the communication with the centre-backs and the goalkeeper what's going to make the difference. I'm sure Eddie Howe's probably worked a lot with that, but I think Manchester United, especially with the pace of Rashford and the pace of Antony, we need to exploit the goalkeeper situation. Luke got part 1 of 4 trophies today. I can't to be honest, I can't see us winning 4 trophies, if you want me to be fairly honest. If we do, I'd be over the moon, but I can't see it. I like Gotha. Even if we lose, I'm happy we've reached the final. Exactly. Exactly what I said on John's channel. Both teams have been absolutely fantastic in the Carabao Cup. Both teams have deserved to be in this Carabao Cup final. If you lose, you've still got it next year. You've still got to go next year. You're still in a project at the end of the day, and you could easily say that you're ahead of schedule right now. So if you lose, it's not the end of the world. You can go again next year and concentrate on to the Champions League spots, because I think getting the Champions League money is going to help Newcastle with the rebuild as well. Even Europa League money, you're going to get a lot more better than what you did finishing in mid-table last season. Luca, I'm not thinking of winning the game. Focus on one game at a time. Best way to be. Newcastle coming. You're very welcome, Reese. Thank you for coming on. Man United versus Pellegrini reunion is fun though. Hey there, James. I hope you're well. Thanks for coming in. The link is in the chat. I put it back in. If you are interested in coming in, you can do. I will get it. We can discuss about the game. Yo, Maisy, you should beat Betis. Without a doubt, we should beat them. But I believe Betis has one of the worst draws we could have had. To be honest, I didn't want another Spain team. I did want us to play Sporting. That would have been a very interesting one. Once the League Cup final is over, we can concentrate on the league. Absolutely, I like Gotha. That's the last thing that you really need to concentrate on. I would personally say the top 7. If you're in the top 7, being in Europe, even if it's the Conference League, it's still a massive improvement compared to what you was last season. I do fancy us though. Arsenal will rotate probably. I think they may go strong in the first game and then depend on what the aggregate is. They did spark Roma in their group comfortably, but Old Trafford will help, I think. Phil Jones as a pundit, that was a very interesting one. Very, very interested to see Phil Jones as a pundit today. Sporting versus Arsenal preview with Luca is a must. Yeah, me and Luca has been discussing about a Sporting preview for both channels, because I need to do some more sporting content. It's been a while. Hey Maisy, you sound a lot better. Welcome back. Thank you so much, Static. Feel a lot better than I did. And I hope you are well. Rashford looks full of beans. Likely he is happy with his injury. Hopefully we see a goal from Rashford today. I still think Sporting will knock Arsenal out. Maisy, not for me. I know Sporting Lisbon, always dangerous and unpredictable in Europe from Static. You did see some unpredictable wins from Sporting in the Champions League last season, and they still managed to get a 0-0 out of City away. So if they could do that, there's no reason why they can't do well against Arsenal. But I wouldn't be too confident, Luca, if I was you. Just because Sporting still do have a good squad. They still have players who is able to do damage to Arsenal. Andrew, Manchester United winning finished 5-0. Goals from Borisa, Galton, Russo scored. I'm trying to think off the top of my. Nikita Paris scored. Who just scored the? I'm trying to think who scored the last one now. Yeah, it was a 5-0 finish though for Manchester United, which was a good game, and we played a 4-3-3 formation, which was quite surprising for Matt Skinner. Mannion coming back as well. Against our rivals, it's always a good thing. Amazing. F Durham, yeah, exactly. Maisy, are Man United in the title challenge? Some Man United super fans think they are a small minority. Mathematically, it's not impossible. You can still win the league, but for me, I don't think we are going to win the league. We need to concentrate onto the top 4. That's what matters, and to concentrate on all the cup competitions that we're in. If we win the title, I'd be so happy. Don't get me wrong, but I think it's just one step at a time. I just think it's just because of the mathematical situation, but it's just one of them. We can't. All fans are the same at the end of the day. There's not better fans than others. So, Borisa Pearl of a free kick. It was a world class goal. She scored. World class. I think we'll win 2-1 first leg. Second leg 3-0. Okay. Thoughts on how you could break Newcastle down? I think the way what we're going to be able to break Newcastle down will be the left hand side with Dan Burn. There is a few people out anyway. They haven't got a proper left back, of Matt Targett's injured. So for me, Dan Burn is a centre back played as a left back. Yes, he's more defensively minded, but he isn't great at going forward. And I think at time to time he's very poor on his one-on-ones. So for me, Dan Burn would be an area that you would look at targeting as a Manchester United team, and hopefully we need to see that. Bruno is also rushed there just because he's been out for over 3 weeks, and I know Casemiro has had a red card, but he's still been playing Europa League football whilst he's had that suspension in the Premier League. So I think they will be the two areas I'd exploit. I think it's going to be hard on the right-hand side with Kieran Trippier, just because Trippier, for me, is 100% been the best fullback this season. There's no question about that. And I think for me is that we need to look at keeping say Maximan quiet, because he's got real good pace, and that could hurt Dalot if, for instance, that Newcastle go to attack. Fabio Vieira, no sport in Lisbon. But Fabio Vieira hasn't played against really for years. But Ruben is a good coach. I can't see Arsenal scoring 3 when you struggle against PSV. Exactly, I can't see the same either. We'll just see, Luca. I wouldn't be confident though if I was you. Hey there, Liam. Thanks for coming in. I hope that you are well. If Man United, from I Like Coffee, if Man United win the quadruple, will you sing "Take Me Home, United Road"? I'll sing for you, I Like Coffee. I'll send you a message with me singing. I'm sure you'll like that. Sporting, they have sold a few good players. Yeah, Nunes, Porro, and also Paulinho, who they've all sold. But we've still got we've still got Burrito, we've still got Pedro Gonzalez, we've still got Marcus Edwards, we've still got Paulinho. Estagio has actually stepped up. We've got Nuno Santos. The squad we've got, it shouldn't get battered by Arsenal. Not at all. James, I hope the women's team win the league and the FA Cup, and the men win 3 or 4 trophies. I hope so. It would be definitely a successful season. I think for me, the league's going to depend on if we beat Chelsea away, but if you want me to be honest, I really can't see it whatsoever. Maisy, I'm always cautious from static, so I expect Sporting will put a good fight against Arsenal in both home and away. Completely agree. And we have got Rods. Rods, how are you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing, love?
Oh, I'm very well, thank you. How are you feeling for the game today? What do you think? Have you seen the lineups?
I've seen the lineup. It's a pretty good lineup. Still, really, I didn't think Rashford was gonna start because I thought he might have been injured, but like you got Rashford in there, and once you got Rashford in, then anything can happen. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He's gonna surely look to break the lines and and get behind defenders and do his magic, because he's playing very, very well this season. Do you know what I mean? And like as an rival fan, as an opposing fan, you know what I mean? I'm Liverpool, but I've always liked Rashford. I've always thought Rashford was an amazing player. Do you know what I mean? That's wish he was in my side. No, he's an amazing player. You have to give him the credit. Because last season and he took a lot of stick last season, and season before he took a lot of stick, but he stuck to it. Do you know what I mean? And obviously he's done some amazing work off field as well. You cannot forget that the amazing work he's done off field, and it's showing now. He's come back to Man United, and he's shown his worth. And he's scored some spectacular goals this season. So I expect Rashford to score this today. As much as it pains me, I think Rashford's going to score, and I think Man United might actually get the League Cup. They might actually win it.
I
It
really
pains
hope
me.
so.
It pains me. I'm in pain here, Maisy. I'm in pain.
I hope so, but I suppose I know you won't want to give the League Cup away to a rival, but I always think in a way it's better it stays in the Northwest at least rather than going away. That's how I look at it in a kind of way. But I know you won't want us to win from a rival perspective.
You know what? And for that, yeah, I have to say, Racy, you're right. It's better probably it stays in the Northwest than going anywhere else, but it doesn't really take the pain away. But I hear you. I hear you.
Have you also seen the Newcastle lineup? Because it's interesting with Saint Maximin playing. I didn't expect him to start.
Yeah, I've seen that. He's got Saint Maximin there. He's got like Bruno Grimeshin there. Sven Botman, which is a player that I really like. I think he's a really good player. I mean, on the whole, when you look at the Newcastle team, it's not a bad lineup. Do you know what I mean? Whether they can do the job is a different matter. You know what I mean? Whether they can get over the line. But when you got a cup game like this, anything's possible. I think form goes out the window. It's just about who wants it more on the day, who's up for it more on the day. Do you understand what I'm saying? So they haven't got a bad lineup. I'm expecting with that lineup, you would expect them for like them to give Man United some trouble. Do you know what I mean? And Eddie Howe, he's not a bad manager. He's quite good because he hasn't done. They're rich. They're a rich club now, and they haven't gone gun ho in the transfer market. They've literally and they said, look, right, we're gonna get what we need for this time being to take us up to the next level, and then we obviously build from there. Do you know what I mean? So they've done a good thing, but like the team they got set out, they should be able to do something. Whether they can get over the line is a different matter. Do you know what I mean? But one would think, and you look at like Man United lineup, and on paper it does look stronger than Newcastle. Do you know what I mean? It does look so. Obviously, apart from Weghorst, I'm not really too sold on him, really, to be honest. Do you know what I mean? I think he was brought on the fact that the day he had a good World Cup. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think he's brought on that. But that's how it goes still. But like, if you look at Man United's side, they do look stronger than sort of like than Newcastle. And another thing with Man United, what people got to realise, that they've got a bit more strength in depth than what they think they have. Because I think one of the complaints that there about the for the Man United fans is that we haven't got no strength in depth. I think you got more strength in depth than what you realise, because that showed the other day when you was able to bring on Anthony on the field and he gets the winner. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what you call strength in depth. When you're able to bring
Absolutely.
on a player and they could change the dynamics of the game, they can just change it like that. And he did, and you won the game. Quite rightly so. You deserve to win it. Do you know what I mean? So
I think we was worried a few weeks ago because Sancho, he was still away because Ten Hag wanted him to help him with his mindset, and Donny was out for the season. Everson was injured. Scott was injured. Casemiro had a red card and was like, we've got the same midfield having to play for the next 3 weeks. And I think that's where the worry started to come from Manchester United, really.
Yeah. One could say that, one could think that, but I still think you still had plenty in your locker that can sort of like you can bring on. I mean, I like us and I think that you see that this is what what I mean. Without getting too much into it, this is what I say. At the day, the sell to buy doesn't work, because what it is with us and I think we sell to buy. So if you sell 3 players, you're bringing 3 players. You still got the same 11, really. Not the same 11 as the same players, but you still got the same number of 11. And then what happens at the day, when you get a game at the day, when you're looking for something new, you're looking for someone to change it, do you know what I mean? To get the points and stuff. You ain't got it because you got no strength in depth, because you're not building on what you've got. You're just sort of like taking away, adding, and it's not getting any bigger. But what Man United have done, do Do you know what I mean? Because look, at the end of the day, worst comes to worst and everything like that, right? If one of your defenders gets injured, you can bring in sort of like Lindroth. You can bring in what's that guy's name? Oh, I forget his
Maguire.
name now. What's your
Maguire.
ghost guy? The ghost guy.
Maguire.
Yeah, you can bring in Maguire. That's the worst comes to worst. You understand what I'm getting at? You still got like that. Whether you have like 3 or 4 players out, with Man United, I think they could also bring in another 3 or 4 players. Do you know what I mean?
move Luke Shaw to a centre back and put Malacia on.
Exactly. You know what I mean? There's many of different variations you can take. So you'll never be really sort of like strapped for players. Do you know what I mean? Because you've actually built on the players that you've got. Do you know what I mean? So
that could be necessarily a good and a bad thing though, because you look at, like, for instance, Ten Hag style of play is different compared to Ollie's style of play, Mourinho's style of play, and Van Gaal's style of play, and sometimes it can create a bit of an unbalanced team. But as you said, the squad in depth is always crucial as well.
Yeah, and the thing is about the thing that sort of like with Ten Hag coming in and the thing that, right, he's got to be able to do it his way. Whether for good or bad, he's got to be able to do it his way. Do you know what I mean? He cannot follow anybody else's lead. Do you know what I mean? And so far in the day, touch wood for you lot, and that is you've been successful in what you're doing in what Ten Hag is coming in. Do you know what I mean? I always thought in the day with sort of like something like Ollie, and I think that he showed too much loyalty to certain players. You know what I mean? You know, and I feel so well, that's only going to get you so far. Do you know what I mean? But Ten Hag saying, look, you know, he's coming and saying, look, hey, what? At the end of the day, I'm doing it my way, because that guy, Ralph Rangnick, he was supposed to go upstairs, and I'm sure at the day Ten Hag said, no, I'm not having that, and I think that I'm going to do everything my way. Do you know what I'm saying? Which is a good thing, because you know what? At the end of the day, if it goes Pete Tong, and I think that, right, he's to blame. If it goes good, he's to blame. You don't want to have to sort of like say, looking to other people for answers. You know what I mean? So I think what Ten Hag's done, and he's come in literally and done the right thing. And he's got a good squad there. Nobody could deny it. He's got a good squad there. Do you know what I mean? With that Argentina guy, was it Gamacho? Is he from Argentina?
Yeah, from Argentina.
Yeah, he's quality. Do you know what I mean? So
agreed.
He's got a good squad there still. So looking at the game today, you probably have to err on the side of Man United. Do you know what I mean? But as I say in the fit night, is this, right? League Cup finals, FA Cup finals, Champions League finals, and UEFA Cup finals are down to who wants it most. It's not down to form. It's who wants it most. Who's going to go out there and put their self on the line to get that trophy, and that's what it's all about. That's why I like That's why I like cup finals and everything like, because you always get drama, don't you? Do you know what I mean? You know,
all fun throws out the window.
It's true. It's true. I mean, at the end of the day, sort of like when we played Man United in the FA Cup final in '96, and Eric Cantona scored a goal. He scored, didn't he? He scored it, make it 1-0, and they got the cup. And I was gutted that day, proper gutted. But anyway, coming into that game and everything that we picked up some form. Picked up some form. But as we know now, and I think that, right, Man United won that game. So it doesn't come down to sort of like who's in form. It comes down to who wants it more. Do you know what I mean? And who's more tactically astute than the other man. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, man, it's going to be a good game. It's going to be some fireworks.
Before I let you go, Rods, what score are you going to go for?
Wow. I was thinking yesterday and the day before, I thought it might be 1-1, extra time, Man United win on penalties. Yeah. But I'm going to stick my neck out and think Man United do it 2-1.
Hopefully, I've gone for 2-1 in extra time, but I can't deal with penalty shootouts. It's I still got that phobia from when De Gea missed that penalty in 2020 Europa League. I've still got that in the back of my I don't want penalties again. I really can't. But I really appreciate you coming on, Rods. Would you like to shout out your socials?
Yes. I'm on YouTube. I've got my YouTube channel. growing, and it's excuse me, Anfield Uncle Rods on YouTube, and it's the same on Instagram, Anfield Uncle Rods on Instagram, and the same on Twitter, Anfield Uncle Rods. And guys, let me tell you, please like and subscribe to this beautiful woman's channel. She's doing some very good work. Listen, I'm an opposing fan. I'm Liverpool, and I've subscribed to the channel. I have subscribed to the channel. So at the end of the day, you guys ain't got no excuse. If a Liverpool fan can subscribe to our channel, you lot ain't gonna excuses. So please like and subscribe to this beautiful woman's channel. She's doing some brilliant work, and she's got some good knowledge as well. So please like and subscribe to our channel. And with that, I'm out, my love. Good luck today. Take it easy and keep up the good work, my love.
Thank you. And Ravi's put your link for the channel in the comments, so everyone go and subscribe to Anfield Uncle Rod's channel.
Take care, my love. You take care. Have a good day.
Bye, Rods.
Bye.
Bye. So that was Rods, and we will end it here from today. Everybody, go and enjoy the game today. Good luck, I Like Coffee. Good luck to my dad. Good luck to everyone who's a Man United or a Newcastle fan for the game today. Everyone smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. If we win, I will do a small reaction video. If we lose, I'm not doing it. But a very important message, what James did say. Glazers out. Let's make sure that does get chanted at Wembley today. As we know that Avram Glazer is at Wembley. So let's make sure it gets chanted. Take care, everyone. Enjoy the game. Bye-bye.